Travis Wayne Goodsell. The majority of my viewers are Mormon, and so they're closet ex-Mormons. And despite the 2 YouTube Mormon employees who make sure to put 2 thumbs down on each and every single one of my videos to set up the analog program to censor me, they've now figured out how to slow down uploading. So that was fun yesterday. You know, there's a consistent rate for uploading. And so, yeah. But the majority of my viewers watch BYU speeches, gospel lessons, Called to Serve, Book of Mormon Central. I'm on to you. You can't hide from me. I know what's going on. And yet, some of the videos you watch, and there's one in particular, how an Orthodox Mormon mom lost faith in Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon. John DeLynn did this one. This was Understanding Mormonism with Dr. John DeLynn. It's already got 4,800 views. This one will be lucky to get 10. It was from 2 days ago. And it's so frustrating, because my up-and-coming popular video is how John DeLynn is a fake prophet, a false prophet for ex-Mormons. And you'd think Mormons, you guys, who are pretending to be ex-Mormons, you'd think you'd want to learn how John DeLynn is frauding ex-Mormons. But in so doing, you're going to find out that the church is doing it too. John DeLynn is just using reverse psychology. Or the church is just going full Orthodox Mormon. But that's the trap. And again, John DeLynn, he knew I'd done the video. So apparently, he's paying attention. And he still is giving me the middle finger, saying, "Up yours, Travis. I'm going to continue to brainwash these ex-Mormons." And so, yeah, that's... Do you not understand? Well, no, of course you don't. Only 10 people are watching my videos. The focus for both Mormon and ex-Mormon, an investigator, or those who have no interest, is Brigham. He's the source. He's the one who altered the documents. He's the one who altered the documents so that he can justify doing what changes he made. He's the criminal. He's the terrorist. He's the racist, sexist, bigoted hater. And that's why John DeLynn is so dangerous. It's because he's helping Mormons down the path of, oh, it's Joseph Smith, oh, it's the Book of Mormon, stay away, evil. And ex-Mormons assume that the current church is associated, but then the current church says, it's our religion, he's our founder. And that gives the church justification. And people are saying, why are you persecuting the church? So what if Joseph Smith claimed to look into a hat with rocks? It doesn't matter. Isn't America the place where you're supposed to have freedom of religion? Let Mormons worship how they want. And then you go, oh, I'm the bad guy now. Oh no, I guess we got to give Mormons a chance. And then what do the Mormons do? Oh yeah, we're going to practice polygamy now because that's our religion. We had it in our temple thing. It said those in the law of chastity. Oops. Well done, John DeLynn. You just solidified the church for the millennium. And that is another part of the trap that the church is setting. The church knew and recognized evangelicals as suckers and losers way back in 1923, because that's when the church finally reincorporated after being disincorporated by the United States of America. Brigham Young incorporated his organization. Joseph Smith had nothing to do with incorporation. Did you know that? It was just a social club. Brigham Young in 1852, when polygamy and Adam as Heavenly Father and all that, and brothels. I told you, Brigham Young, focus on him. And so in 1923, the church says, okay, we're anti-Semites, so we can't become Joseph Smith Mormons. Oh, you thought we were Christian? Oops. Have you not read your Book of Mormon? In the learning of the Jews. Oh, I guess we're Christian? Maybe we're Muslim. Maybe Hindu? Is it Buddhist? No. Jewish. But pre-captivity Jewish, which means House of Israel. Joseph Smith Sr. was a part of the Congregationalist branch called the New Israelites with Nathaniel Wood. And yes, there was the wood scrape. But the church won't let you know about that. And those of us who have found out about that, only me has put all the pieces together. And so, yeah, the church wasn't allowed because of the government. The United States had now turned the Mexico territory into the Utah territory into the United States state of Utah. And so they were not allowed to resurrect Brigham's religion. That had to die. And so they needed another religion to cling to. And so those 1923 Mormons decided to go evangelical with a Mormon twist. And so yes, that's why Mormons and ex-Mormons are all arguing about Christianity as to whether or not the church is Christian or not. Christians know they're not. But Mormons are still to this day, no, we're Christian. We're Christian. No, you're not. You're Jewish. Get over it. But that's going to scare Christians. Mormons are Jews! And then their anti-Semite nature is going to come out, as it is in Arizona. Are you familiar with what's going on in Arizona right now? There's a push to overthrow Arizona's election. Let's see, where is she? not that one. I heard it last night on, I think it was Rachel Maddow's show. Oh, I don't have it written. No, I had the... Her name is Townsend. I did all the snapshot photos of her with the news article. Because back in 2016 is when I found a connection to Mormons. And it's within her own Congress there in Arizona. She's a congresswoman. And back in 2016, she had put forth some bills. One in particular dealt with allowing the county police to step in the city police jurisdictions whenever appropriate. And it was clear her intention was to get county police to overthrow the FLDS church, as the FLDS church communities were hiring from within. You know, they learned from Utah. Oh, well, we'll put all of our Congress people as Mormons. The federal judges in Utah, Mormons. Mayors, Mormons. Doctors, Mormons. Lawyers, Mormons. Yeah. So they know the system. But this Townsend woman wanted to have some oversight over the police so that that kind of thing wouldn't be allowed. But for some strange reason, Biggs, primarily, and other Mormons in Congress down there in Arizona told her, nope, we're not putting your bills through the Senate. Why? Doesn't the church hate the FLDS church? Are you suspicious that it's going to lead to something else? And so, she then started accusing Biggs of being sexist. And now she's in the news again, trying to overthrow the Mormons voting for Biden. Because the Mormons in Arizona said, well, he doesn't represent our values. What? Well, why didn't that message get through to Utah? Mormons overwhelmingly voted for Utah, unless the voting machines were tampered with. And they're not Dominion here in Utah. So you never heard Trump complain about Utah's voting machines. And so, yeah, she's now calling for a public insurrection. Public, do what you do. Something like that. She was calling on the public to overthrow the government, to overthrow the election, to make Arizona for Trump. Despite it already having gone through the National Congress, despite January 6th. So, isn't that fun? I've gained a percentage point of my female viewers back. Hi, I hope I haven't lost you already. I've lost the 25 to 34 year olds. They're gone now. So all the ones who watched the Book of Mormon Central show. Another unusual thing here. Let's see if I can find it. My top 10. Oh yeah, guys, you do know you're not allowed to have family home evening on Mondays anymore? Do you understand that? Nelson canceled it. That's why you only have 2 hours of church, is because Nelson wanted Sunday to be family day. He canceled family home evening on Mondays so that it would be moved to Monday or Sundays. Why are you still practicing family home evening? Because I know you're watching on Sundays. That's my biggest days, or Sundays. So I know you're not having family home evening on Sundays. Unless you're watching my videos as a family. I'm sure it's just one family. A mother and a father and 8 children. Because Mormons still have 8 kids, right? 8 cow women. Johnny Lingo. There's a video that's made my top 10. It's been around for a little while, as it's getting over 200 views since January. It's been here since February 21st, 2020. And all of a sudden, in January this year, a new computer site sprung up about who's your daddy. I can't figure out what it's about or how to use it. It just, who's your daddy? And it's got computer-generated images of babies in diapers. I'm guessing it has something to do with genealogy. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But whatever it is, it's funneling viewers to this video. That's all that it comes from, because I only had 18 for a whole year. See? My viewership was up at one point in time. It was 18, not 10. So, I don't understand what's going on there. God. So, yeah, nobody cared about yesterday's videos. Nobody responded to my call for legal help. Do I not have Amazon by the balls? Did you listen to the video and say, no, you don't have a case? Are you sure? I don't know the secret lawyer code. And there's ex-Mormon psychologist cult of Prophet John DeLynn. It's at 109 views. It's slowing down for church. And that's causing confusion to the analytical program. Because it had a huge rush on Sunday. And then the Super Bowl hit. And so the analog program assumed that people were going to keep watching, not factoring in the Super Bowl. And so I had higher numbers than what was actual. And then the Super Bowl ended and then it resumed. But then the analytical program factored back in the Super Bowl loss. And so now it was trying to catch up to the number of views. Oh, dear God. So, yeah, it's 109 there and 62. But that's in the last 48 hours. So it no longer shows the difference. But I'm still, my goodness, in the last 48 hours, 191 for the breaking LDS news. Nelson changes temple covenants again. And I'm the one who broke the news about the polygamy and the law of chastity. So, only had one comment overnight. Somebody reaching out for empathy. So, one of my 10 viewers. Oh, God. So, yeah, I see that there's more hatred. That's what happens. Mormons just attack. And then they say, well, you didn't come to church, so we're attacking you. You're evil, so we're attacking you. Really? Oh, gee, I better repent and come back to church because you're attacking me. Because that'll stop the attacks, right? That's how it works? It's not the Church of Joseph Smith, as Nelson told us. And now he's even hinge pointing away from the hinge pointing of the hinge pointing. Or do you Mormons not remember that Nelson told us over conference? It was actually the others, Irene and one of the other guys. But I think it was Irene who specifically said, we're hinge pointing. And then I think Nelson backed it up when he talked. But yeah, the church is involved in the last days. And it's so frustrating. You know, the gospel lessons guy you guys go and watch, you know, he's doing a video on droughts in the latter days. Really? Seriously? You're flocking to him, giving him thousands upon tens of thousands upon even maybe hundreds of thousands of views because he's talking about droughts in the latter days. When the biggest latter-day prophecy is that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Brighamite branch split off from Joseph Smith, is to be the apostate great and abominable church, the whore Babylon of all the earth. And you're focused on whether there's going to be a drought. Speculating. Oh, we're going to have a drought. Oh, an earthquake. Oh, we're going to have an earthquake. We're going to wait for the prophet to tell us there's going to be an earthquake and a drought. Because Nelson's the true prophet. He will lead us and guide us in these latter days. He's murdering you with coronavirus. I mean, granted, we're those of us who are English in our DNA, which is strange because the Brits are not as lucky. So I don't understand their calculation, but that's 23andMe is I got my DNA tested with 23andMe. And they were the ones who pointed out that the ancestor who was a slave girl on my ancestor's plantation in North Carolina came from West Africa. They couldn't do a direct identification because they can only do paternal and maternal lines. But they did recognize a marker from West Africa. And so, Ancestry.com, yeah, go to hell. What are you doing with my DNA? You're worthless. They even come back and say, oh, hey, we corrected your DNA. What? What do you mean you corrected it? So yeah, stay away from Ancestry. They're a fraud. Go to 23andMe. They will identify what things are harmful to your body. Caffeine? Nope, I'm good. Sugar? I'm good. Alcohol? Yeah, good reason to be born in the church, because if I was born in the world, I may have gotten tricked into my peers' parties and had alcohol and would have realized instantly that would have been deadly. But my DNA can warn me now. And so with coronavirus, I was wondering, well, why aren't they doing anything with coronavirus? You'd think that would be a big thing for them to do. Well, they have been. They've taken all of their customers and have done a calculator program based on those DNA that have tested positive and have been hospitalized. And thus their calculation is able to determine the percentage of if you're susceptible to being hospitalized from coronavirus. This is a DNA thing. And so I tried the calculation, put in my age and weight and the ethnicity that they told me I was, and the calculation came out to 9%. Well, that's a relief. But again, it's only based on the studies they've done, based on the DNA. So there is some error involved. The percentage of error, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for now, I guess. I have some other stuff. I have signs in the heavens. I'm sort of disappointed with the signs in the heavens. That's what we need to talk about. It is now getting spread over the news that evangelicals are the QAnon followers, thus Mormons also, which comes from Russia. They were preying upon their religious beliefs, trying to stoke Armageddon fears and paranoia and hope. Because evangelicals and Mormons all believe that the anti-Semite Jesus Christ is going to come down as the Jews in Jerusalem are being utterly destroyed, Armageddon, and then rescue the few survivors and condemn them for having murdered him, and force them to become Christian, thus anti-Semite. It's our religious freedom to be racist, bigoted, hateful. And so, as I've been warning you, those 10 of you who watch, Albert Pike had already set this up. Remember? The Scottish Rites Illuminati guy that is in connection with the church, Brigham and Heber, they were Scottish Rites Illuminati. That's why the church has the inverted pentagram. It's not just for Lucifer. It's for the Illuminati who took Lucifer as their guide. And so that was their whole plan, to destroy Christianity in the Third World War. We're in it, and they used the virus, which came from Moses' Exodus, which is part of Armageddon, the prophecies, the plagues, and the 4 horsemen. Do you not see they played you guys? They purposely fulfilled the evil role for Armageddon knew the signs in the heavens, because that's astronomy. We saw it. I've been showing it to you. And yet they knew there is no Jesus Christ. And they caused you guys, because you're Mormon and you're evangelical, you're Christian, right, Mormons? And they tricked you into using violence to not only support your religious beliefs, but to take over America. You become the enemy. You become the threat of the Bible prophecies. That's how much you got played. Because the true believers in Jesus Christ are not the ones who try to overthrow the government and cause destruction and murder. You got played. And as a result, there's an awakening. There is still those who are wanting to overthrow because they're that evil. But the majority of you who got played and are not violent, normally, you're now waking up and going, oh crap, I have become the enemy. I have listened to Q, which came from Russia, and I've been incited to violence. To attack Travis, and to try to overthrow my own government. That's how they were planning to do it, guys. And they've done it. And so now, no Jesus Christ. You got exposed as the bad guys. Now they can bring in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who says, oh, we never gave the date for the second coming. It's still in the future. It's the latter days indefinitely. Join our church, evangelicals. We're one of you. But we got it right. Did you see the trap? See, now evangelicals are going to realize their evangelicalism set them up to be the villains of the Bible. And the church is just waiting, drooling. Yes, we are replacing our ex-Mormons with evangelical converts. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly which religion to target in 1923. They've been grooming evangelicals this whole time. I saw it with my mother as a child. Mom, why are you watching Billy Graham? Well, he says a lot of things that are true and good, but he's not a Mormon prophet. See, my mom got fooled. We're Jewish, not Christian. And this is what's going on. And so I don't know how much power Townsend has in Congress down there in Arizona. If she can expose the Mormons, there's a lawsuit in Arizona against the church for their pedophilia of the Boy Scouts. Remember Q? Yeah, pedophilia, Satanism, space aliens, Kolob? Ring any bells? Yeah. Q is playing you guys. The church is the great and abominable church. That's why the YouTube and Mormon employees are doing the very best they can and are succeeding for the 10 viewers that I get. They know what's going on. They know they're in trouble. But they have power still. And they're using their power to go down in flames. So, this is the nightmare we face. Alright. Remember, polygamy, as the majority of those survivors here in Utah are women. And in the nation even. 60% of the vaccines are going to whites, and the majority of those whites are women. And so men are being executed, as well as colored. And as a result, you're going to have all these white women who have no husband because they're dead, and all their boyfriends dead, all the potential candidates dead, except for the leaders of the church. Yay. Creepy old men marrying jailbait because there's no men left to be married to. This virus is expected to last for another 7 years now because of how poorly Trump and governors and Nelson handled it from the beginning. They didn't listen to the health professionals who warned them, you have to keep everybody home until we can obtain all those who have been infected. That's how it's done. But this was a worldwide operation, purposely throttled and intended to be stopped. And Joseph Smith knew it. Doctrine and Covenants, section 45, verse 31. And it's in Isaiah as well. And so when the Jewish Jesus in 3rd Nephi 11, he eventually talks about how we should read the book of Isaiah as the Jewish John the Baptist, or John the Revelator, is talked about in 1st Nephi, that we should refer to the book of Revelation. But again, I've told you, the Book of Mormon was the warning for all this. They knew the plot, and now they're implementing it and taking heavy casualties. Alright, I'm done. It's going to be days before this video gets uploaded, let alone the processing time.